All right, guys, review question number 1. If I gave you a diagram mapping where your domain is -4, 5, -1, and then in the range you have 2, 6, 10, and -4 maps to 6, 5 to 10, -1 to 2. What is the domain? What is the range? And is it a function? So that's the type of questions you'll see for domain and range tomorrow. So again, the domain is everything in the X column. It needs brackets. So it would be -4, 5, -1. The range is 2, 6, and 10. And since every X only maps to one Y, this is a function. If I were to change the problem and had 5 map both to 6 and 10, it is now no longer a function. So function, not a function. Function, not a function. Good? Okay. And then in our next part, which I think this is where maybe we forget the most, we had the factoring unit. So take a second. I'm going to give you a couple problems. The directions are to factor. You have q squared plus 7q plus 10. X squared minus 7x plus 12. 9cd squared minus 6cd cubed. And 3x squared plus 12x minus 63. So go ahead, take a minute and factor those 4 problems. And I'm going to come around and check on your work. Yes. So we have to be careful with our format. Be careful whenever you surface. At first, I thought it was an outside first because the windows were open, and then I realized no, it's like coming from inside.
I didn't ask a stupid question.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah, well, that was kind of. A first one in our garage, and then we left it open, so I thought maybe since the windows were open, I could come up. And then when I went like that all the last year, it isn't ISS yet. Oh, hello again. Okay, let's go over our answers. So in number 1, just to kind of like reiterate the magic X, it's the first number times the last. So in this case, it's 10 over the middle number, which is 7. So it'd be 2 numbers that multiply to 10 and add to 7, which are 5 and 2. So in factored form, since the first number is 1, it's q plus 5 and q plus 2. Number 2. Again, if you set up your magic x, it would be 12 over negative 7. So it'd be a negative 3 and a negative 4. So it'd be x minus 3, x minus 4. Number 3 is a GCF because you only have those two terms. So you're looking for what you can take out of both. So both divide by 3. Both contain a C and both contain two D's. So it's 3CD squared factored out, leaving 3 minus 2D. And then in the last one, you had two choices here. The first thing, or what I saw, is that everything divided by a 3. So I took out a GCF of 3, leaving me with x squared plus 4x minus 21, which factored as 3x minus 7, plus 7x minus 3. If you didn't take out your GCF, then you would have set up your magic x. You would have multiplied 3 times 63 to give yourself 189. Your bottom was 12. And because the last number was negative, you needed one negative and one positive. So in this case, your negative and positive would have been two numbers that multiply to 189 and add to 12. So positive 21, negative 9. There we go. So then you would do your factor by grouping. And I eventually got you to 3x plus 21 and x minus 3. And again, if you look at that first one there, you could get 3x plus 21 and x minus 3. What did you have? Yeah, that doesn't work. Even if you swapped them, you should have still ended up, you would have been left with 3x plus 21 inside and x minus 3 on the outside. Yeah. Those are your two choices. So what did you have? 3x minus 9? Did you? If you had 3x minus 9 and x plus 7, that's okay. No. Think about x plus 7 squared. That would be x squared plus 14x plus 49. I'd have to look. Okay. And then the last thing I wanted to just, kind of review, because I think it's the more difficult of the two units, is the similar figures. So if I give you, for example, the statement, a person is standing on the edge of the water, looking at an island that is 2 miles offshore. So again, here is our edge. Here is our island. Here's my person. There's 2 miles between them. When a 5-inch long card is held 20 inches from the person's eye, the length of the island is covered exactly. How long is the island? So you would have to compare the 5 inches to the 20 inches, as well as the length of the island to the 0.5. So here's kind of like the little card in front of the person's face. It's 5 inches long and it's 20 inches away. So you're looking for this length here. So the 20 inches is to the 2 miles, as the 5 inches is to the length x in miles of the island. Does that make sense? So 2 times 5 is 10. And that would be like inches times miles, just so you can see how the units works. And then it would be x miles times 20 inches. You divide both sides by 20. So you're left with x miles equals 1/2 miles. So x would equal 1/2. Good? Test is tomorrow. Have a wonderful day.